Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Elizabeth Taylor.
Any celebration that encompasses a period of 100 years will inevitably touch moments of proud accomplishments as well as times of fear and trepidation. At one point in our recent history, those two extremes occurred simultaneously, affecting all Americans. It happened during the early 40s. The threat of war had become a frightening reality, and the country was mobilized as never before to meet the awesome challenge. For many in the armed forces, the last sight they saw of the USA on their way to the battlefields of Europe was the lady in the harbor, her torch held high. It was also the first thing they saw upon their victorious return. The Statue of Liberty symbolized the essence of our national values. Her likeness was emblazoned on war bonds, posters, billboards, and movie screens to remind us all what we were fighting to preserve. In 1942, a short film was shown in movie houses across the country. It was dropped in amongst the double feature, the coming attractions, the serial, the newsreel, the cartoon, but it still managed to make such an impact. It took on a life of its own. It was called The House I Live In. Today, the message still sounds fresh and vital, and the man who first introduced this song is, if anything, even more dedicated to the American dream than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Sinatra.
President Nancy, President Mitterrand, Madame Mitterrand, ladies and gentlemen. It's difficult for me to try to explain to you what I feel in my heart at this very moment, because I stand here in the presence of the lady we honor today and the beauty of her torch, who smiled on my father, Martin Anthony Sinatra. And I'm proud to say his name. And I imagine running down the gangplank when he arrived must have been quite a thrill for him. When he took his first step into Liberty's soil and into freedom's soul. That shrine of hopes and dreams, that body of land surrounded by love called Ellis Island, which means welcome in any language. Marty, God rest him, was one of those 12 million of the world's tired, poor, huddled masses yearning to breathe free, who honor those hallowed halls, who enlarged and enriched the American family by sharing with the new friends their Michelangelos and their Meister singers, their Holy Lands and their marching bands, their rice and roots, tillers and toilers, philosophers and farmers, their common and most uncommon poets and peasants who braved the ocean waves in their pilgrimage of proof that our days are better than anyone else's yesterdays. That our todays are better than anyone else's yesterdays. That America's tomorrows beat everything in sight. Here, in this blessed country without walls. Here, in the house I live in. certain word, democracy. What is America to me? The house I live in, a plot of earth, a street, the grocer and the butcher, and the people that I meet, the children in the playground, the faces that I see, all races and religions. That's America to me. The place I work in, the worker by my side, that little town or city where my people lived and died, the howdy and the handshake, the air of feeling free, and the right to speak my mind out. That's America to me. The things I see about me, the big things and the small, the little corner newsstand and that house a mile tall, the wedding and the churchyard, the laughter and the tears, and the dream that's been a-growing for more than 200 years. The town I live in, the street, the house, the room, the pavement of the city, or a garden all in bloom, the school, the church, the clubhouse, the million lights I see, but especially the people. That's America to me.
Frank Sinatra, The House I Live In. When we come back, President Reagan